Hi, this is Zarepath from the Custom Magic community. I wanted to just record myself doing a draft of a set on Plane Sculptor. Something I wanted to do more is just start exploring these other sets that I haven't personally play tested or worked on, done any design work on. Just see what they're like, look at the mechanics. Aenyr, I have looked at the set a lot. I've looked at the set file. I haven't ever done a draft though. This won't really count as a draft because my colleagues, although assuredly intelligent and handsome, are all bots, and these are not intelligent bots. It's a great feature to have on Plane Sculptors, but you know, they don't learn, they don't read signals or send signals or pick intelligently. But let's see what the cards look like. Oh, Planeswalker. I mean, that's got to be good. So Aenyr is a multicolored set focused on art. It's great flavor. It feels very unique. It feels like a real set, in my opinion. The mechanics care about multicolored cards a lot. So Imaginarium cares about the number of colors in your graveyard, which is a neat twist. Resonance adds, you pay the extra cost. The card acts as normal, but then the next time you play an instant or sorcery, it adds its effects to that spell and its color. So you can use Resonance to create your own multicolored spells, which is a very cool idea. I worry that players will feel bad for not having the mana to cast it for Resonance, so they'll feel like they're just casting a downgraded spell, that they've missed out on something. Or in cases where they're not able to cast an instant or sorcery later, they cast something for Resonance and they never have the opportunity to get the bonus effect. Or when that finally triggers, they, maybe they don't have creatures that turn, right? So them getting +1/+1 doesn't help, or they don't want to attack that turn. So I feel like there's situations where it could feel a little clunky or unsatisfying for players, but I haven't played with it, and I have heard that it's very fun, and I like the idea that you can make your own multicolored spells, and that goes well with Virtuoso, which I don't see here, but we'll get to it. Anyway, there's a Planeswalker here, so take that one. Oh, this could be fun. A lot of blue in here. I like this card a lot because it gives you 1 mana of any color, which you want in a multicolor set, and it rewards you for casting multicolored spells. So I like that the set has rewards for doing that. You feel like you're doing what you're supposed to by having lots of colors. Okay. So there's some cards that want you to use all the mana. Oh, that's cool. It helps cast stuff from graveyard as well. I like this kind of repeatable mill. Ashiok kind of mills. I think the blue-black archetype is mill. So, because this... Oh, Virtuoso, that's the mechanic I was talking about. It's just when you cast a multicolored spell, something happens. And it's mostly on creatures. Each color has it. And it just kind of, puts you in the feel that you're in this exciting multicolor set. We're going to do mill. We're going to force it because these bots aren't going to stop me, that's for sure. I like this card because it mixes whites preventing from attack with reds preventing from block in a nice little mirror effect. I don't like this card because I don't like the mix of drawing, discarding, and exiling and scrying. I think that's kind of the card's concept, but it just seems like too much mixed together. This card is really neat. It's kind of a free spell and a removal spell, so it's a nice little tempo gain if you have other stuff to cast. That's just great art. Let's be honest, and that's also great flavor. If a player would search a library, that player draws a card instead. It's just hard to come up with scenarios where this is good against someone. It seems more a constructed card. We're all in on mill, so we're going to try it out. If this were, if I were competing or drafting with real people, I might be drafting this differently. But right now I'm just kind of exploring the set. And cast a card from an opponent's graveyard. Less than limit for cards. Okay, so this blue-black signpost card, I assume that's what it is, wants your opponent to have stuff in their graveyard and stuff in yours. And right now we've got some milling. Maybe this will be a reward for that. I mean, this also wants you to kind of self-mill a bit. So maybe we need to look at ways to mill. Oh, another one. Wow. And you know what? This combos with all of these that we have. If you're playing this every turn, you're milling for 7 a turn. That seems good. I think Imaginarium's in blue, black, and green. That's what would make sense to me anyway. Looks like black does have some stuff that enables you to put things in your graveyard, although I don't think that is the way in which I want to do it. And that seems sweet. And maybe you just mill yourself here with these effects when needed. I feel like I'll see more of these, fewer of these. That seems useful. Okay. I mean, I have to be real. If this is going to work, I need to be able to remove my opponent's stuff. I doubt that the mill deck is going to erase some of the aggressive Renown decks. Renown comes back in this set, by the way. Yeah, here it is. Which is good. I think in multicolor sets, things can get real janky, and to have a mechanic that punishes people who get too greedy with their mana curves, they just, smash all the multicolored rares into their deck, regardless of color. Needs to be a way to punish those people, and Renown fits the flavor of the world as well, so that's good. This set has a lot of choose one cards, which I love because it gives the player more of a feeling of creativity. It's not just the feeling of, okay, well, I have this card, it's the only card I can play, so I'll play it and see what happens. It's, I have 2 possible effects here. Do I need to save it to counter something more dangerous, or do I need to get rid of something else for tempo? It gives the player opportunities to feel smart. And Resonance does that too. It gives them the sense of creativity. This helps with Resonance. I like that. This is the Lobber Crew of the set. Aggressive Virtuoso, Goblin Chef. The goblins, I think there's only the 2 in the set, but they bring a smile to my face. We're blue-black. Mill. We're forcing it. So, Gliding Mantas it is. I love the hybrid vanilla cycle. Vanilla's for everyone, more or less, while still helping trigger Virtuoso, things like that. This is a neat little card. I love that it kind of spends the fuel that you use to play it. The art is good too. Torrent of Emotions. That's just neat. Yeah, let's go with the removal. This feels too clunky for me. Oh, well, this actually, that's what we're trying to do. Fade. Oh, this mixes with mill, interestingly. I don't know that I like punishing people for playing multicolored cards, especially when everything else in the set wants you to play multicolored. But I like how that mixes with the deck. It's a little pricey. But for self-milling, maybe that's good. I don't know that I want 2 of those in my deck. I think I'm more likely to put that. Okay, 2 seems like a lot, but this is great. Do I want evasion or do I want cards? I don't know. Alright. Hypnotist wield through the greedy grasps of these 7 bots. Alright, I'm seeing blue, I'm seeing black. So there's a rare cycle across all 10 color combinations of Muse cards. And they're all very powerful, from what I can tell. So you can see that black-red wants players to not have cards in their hands. Although mostly you want your opponent to not have cards in their hands. So I'm kind of confused why there's so much stuff that encourages you to discard your own things. I still like that, but sacrificing, especially with Resonance, seems very good. I want that later. We'll see if I get it. Oh. I guess I was given the opportunity. That's just, I mean, that just brings a smile to your face. I love the puns. The flavor is very good. I think especially in fantasy-based custom sets, too often all the art just kind of runs together, because I mean you don't have artists on pay with. Oh, I like this card. You know, with art direction to kind of make your set feel cohesive, but by that's a great card. Focusing on art as a theme, I think Zarepath has made his set feel very evocative and also unique. This would help fuel Imaginarium. I never thought of that before. This is obviously very powerful, but we're forcing here, so I like the choose one here. This is a great card, being able to natural growth instant speed or freeze a creature. This can be good. That can be good. I feel like I'm heavy on the 4-drops. Doesn't feel like... Oh. Now this is what we want. This is the removal we want. We kill a thing and mill them too. Look at the rare there. Nice, beefy red-green rare that we will not play. One thing about this format is I'm not sure how much we're meant to stay in 2 colors or to splash a third for value cards or to really spread out to the 5. I could sense there's maybe that blue-green archetype that wants you to be able to cast 5 different types of mana. This flies and gets bigger. This that seems really bad. Like, you want a lot of colors in your graveyard, and I don't see myself putting more than 2 in there. Oh, here we are. Yeah, see, this is not really an archetype-focused card. It's just a neat card that you get for playing in those colors. And I like a mix of those and the heavy archetype stuff. I mean, I'm still assuming that blue-black is mill. I think it is. I think that's a safe assumption. I like that. I still think there's so much value there on that one. I mean, what am I going to be returning? I don't think that's that great. Alright, so one thing I have noticed in this set, I have not seen prowess anywhere. I don't know if that's a relic of this being the design beginning before prowess was deemed to be evergreen, or if that was a conscious decision. I'm not sure, but this has pseudo prowess. It gets +1/+0 instead. It's only instants and sorceries, not enchantments or planeswalkers or artifacts. And you get the scry. This is an obvious build around card. I'm kind of excited to see that deck exist if it does. For me, I get to choose between these. I want to make sure I have enough creatures, because I'm going to be spending a good amount of my spell slots on mill effects. I have 2 of those. I don't know that I need a third. I don't like this at common because, I mean, creatures die a lot in Magic, but I mean, to give a player a card and say, this is a great card, but you can only play it in these circumstances, instead of letting the player decide when it's advantageous to them to play it, like if there were a sacrifice involved, like an additional cost to cast Dark Prophet, sacrifice a creature. I would like that better than the way this is, because it lets the player kind of, I mean, you can try and set up situations where creatures die, but I mean, just reading the text, it feels, oh, well, they don't want me to play this card, right? I guess that's removal. Except, again, I'm only going to have 2 colors there. Maybe I need to branch out. Like, this would be good for Imaginarium. I like that card. Maybe I'm going to branch out to green, just so I can use my Imaginarium cards. that would help fix. It's hard. I mean, I already got one. I don't know that I want more than one. So just in case we do go into green, that can help us do some fixing. Both of those actually help with the fixing. And then this card becomes available. I'm not super excited about this card putting in my deck. Because again, a situation where I cast it for 4 and I'm excited for it to get copied later would be good, but I think too often I'm only going to cast it for 1 and a blue at sorcery speed and it's going to be underwhelming, or I'm going to cast it for 4 and I won't find an instant or sorcery. Get the cord again. That's neat. There's a white-green life gain deck as far as I can see. Yeah, black-red has you discard a card as well. I guess that helps with Imaginarium, to have you discarding your own cards. I think maybe that's the purpose there. I already have it Beneath the Mask. I don't know that I want 2. Ooh, wow. I want that card in my deck. I might want more multicolored cards to trigger that. Also my Hypnotist. Let's get those triggers going. That's multicolored and would technically fit. That is a good card. That's a good card too. I don't know what I want. I want this. I like this inclusion in the set. It doesn't feel like, as opposed to the card that does extra against a multicolored creature, this one, it really removes it, right? You know that this is a powerful spell, but it's deceptive because the environment is multicolored. But then there's another level to it. People dismiss it, oh, this is a multicolored set. But just look at our own deck here. We have a lot of monocolored creatures. It's still a great card. I did say we were going deep, though. This is a great card and custom constructed, in my opinion. I wanted to make a Jund deck, and this gives a neat 2-for-1 that can hurt both combo decks and the aggro decks that want to go under the combo decks. I still love that, but I said we're going deep. Zervance has done a great job of making all the multicolored cards appealing and unique. Like, they really feel like pieces of art. Maybe not pieces of art in and of themselves, but they feel lovingly crafted and beautiful, and like you see them and you say, wow, this effect, or wow, that's a lot of different versions of drawing. Which I think is great. That can mill an opponent, I guess. Maybe not in a good way. Well, that's a neat little bear. I think we do this instead. Once I've ventured into 3 colors, I value the fixing. Oh! We already have one of those. Why not both? And that would be good. I think I talked about that earlier. This is kind of neat. And not in our colors. Our 4 drops again are loaded up here. What I really want is another Hypnotist. Huh. Or, you know, that's good too. And maybe we don't need more of a mill plan than just 2 mental traumas and a Hypnotist, because you'll often get the mental trauma back. And that's a good way to approach mill, I think, in design, is to not force the player to jam the whole deck full of mill stuff, but to give them a game plan where they can incidentally mill while controlling the pace of the game, which I think Deepening Dementia mental trauma does. Now, this is very appealing, though, to have the Hypnotist trigger with mental trauma and be able to repeat that is that makes me excited. And then payoffs. I don't think I play that. I already have one. I don't think I play this. Yeah, maybe against flying. this is an awkward thing in a multicolored set, because quite often you're going to get 3 lands out of the 5, and of the 2 cards left, how many colors are there really going to be? And you have to predict the color, right? When you're telling your players to draft a lot of different colors, to then make them pick one on a random thing doesn't seem great. Wayfinder. We have 1 Wayfinder. Do we have a chant? We have some pretty good removal. We have 2 Dementias at the least. We already have a chant. I don't think I want 2. And this is actually a good target for my own chant. Oh my gosh. I don't think we're that multicolored. Well, I don't want more than 2 Wayfinders, I don't think. Oh, this helps my own Imaginarium and fixing. And that actually does help my fixing directly, so we'll go with that. Just a really beautiful set. I feel like, you know, even forcing a deck, I saw a bunch of different avenues that I could take things. I liked that I could see the other archetypes, like get a sense that they existed. 3 Dementias, okay. Which was, you know, very appealing to me. I don't think I want those. I do want that. I do want that. I don't know that I want that or that. Hold on 1 second. Sorry about that. Fade. I already have enough better removal. Mantas, maybe. I like the Visions. I don't necessarily like that. Vocalists seem good. This is my multicolor suite here. I do like everything in my multicolor suite. So let's take a look. I don't think that's going to be a good removal very often. That might be good. Oh man. I might not have enough creatures the more I look at this. Let's see what we look like this way. I mean, we have to keep that. We don't necessarily need those. I like having 3 Dementias. Maybe 1 Macabre. We might be short on creatures. I think really for this to be a dedicated mill, I would want at least 1 more Hypnotist, possibly 2. The Chord, I don't know that I need. Fortune Telling. 33 minus 4 is 29. I want to cut 6 cards. How many creatures? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We can cut a creature. Cut one of those. Now I need to cut things that aren't creatures. But I really like all my non-creature spells. They seem pretty good. I'll cut a cord. Cut the cord, as we say. I need to cut 3 more. I like the love for non-creature spells in the set. Zervance wants there to be more than normal so that you have more resonance triggers, which I think is good. This seems like a good blowout. Lone Poet seems useful. I have a lot of 3-drops. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 2-drops. Alright, I have too many 4-drops, so this is where I need to be cutting. We're going to cut that. We're going to cut that as much as it pains me. 28 minus 4 is 24. Cutting 1 more card. Did I cut ultimate price? 3, 4. Man, this is such a great card. That's a great card too. Not a lot of removal. This doesn't do much except it's a 2-drop. Maybe I'm okay with being a little creature light and focusing more on my control and winning with mill versus with creatures. And, you know, and cast cards exiled with Ashiok. That seems good. Alright. Mana-wise, I have no idea. 4. I'm glad we... Oh, I don't want those. I think... Maybe I want 1. 2, 3. I need 14 lands. So, it's really important to have black. Like 6. That gives us 7 black. I think we want 7. 10. I feel like this video is about to end. 10. 2, 3, 4. That's only 4 green sources. 9, 13. And we're not super blue, actually. We might be more green than blue, oddly. Alright. That's our deck. Thanks for watching. Excited to do some more of these with some other sets that I've seen less of. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed.